Okay, after doing the little ATC box and then the Twinchie box, I decided that I was going to do one to hold inchies in. And I love to do inchy art. Now, this particular little one here that I've already got put together was just done out of a 6x6 piece of patterned cardstock. So if you have some of that you're not doing anything else with, this was the little pad. I picked it up at Tuesday Morning Store. It's a really good quality cardstock and has the printed designs on it. So that's what I did with this one. I'm probably going to go back and just add maybe some kind of little flower or something on just the little front flap. And I used teeny tiny magnets. And then I went back and covered each magnet with just a little bitty punch of paper. And then inside it holds some of my inchies that I have made. And these are 1-inch pieces on watercolor paper. These started out as 7/8 of an inch on watercolor paper, and then I backed them on 1x1 inch black cardstock inchies. And then these are actually wooden. They're 1/8 of an inch by 1-inch wood pieces, and these were just some that I had done and kind of had in my stash, and so I pulled them out so I could put them all in the little box. And you can see it'll hold quite a few little inchies in there. So let me show you how to do it. And it starts out as I forgot to write my measurements on the piece. Let me get my scoreboard up here. Starts out as a 5 1/2, excuse me, inch piece of cardstock by 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 inch. And when I put arrows on my stuff, that just tells me the direction that each of those widths need to go. And that's how I do when I work in my journal and create patterns and designs. I use directional arrows so that it keeps me straight. This one is just as easy as the Twinchie box was, only it's going to make 1 1/4 inch box versus the 2 1/4 inch box for the Twinchies. This one makes 1 1/4 inch so that the inchies have a little bit of room and they're not crammed down in the little box. So we're going to start with a 1 1/4 inch score, then 2 1/2 inches, then 3 3/4 inches, and then 5 inches. And then you're going to turn it, and you're going to do the 1 1/4, the 2 1/2, and the 3 3/4, and the rest of that is just the little flap, or that measurement is what creates the flap. So once you have cut away everything that has to be cut away on this one, let me move the scoreboard so that weird line effect doesn't mess it up. Then this is what you take off, and then the remainder that you have left is your template. And I cut it the same way I do all of my boxes, from the back side, and cut away that humped line. And then you'll see that's what leaves that. So now we're going to work on this side over here, because usually what I do on the small ones is I cut away everything I know I don't have to have left on the box. And by removing this, that is my box front. That little square right there is actually the box front. So now we're going to cut away these sections where we have the box top, and the box flap is what will remain. Cut that off. Then always cut back down to remove that humped line in there so that it doesn't create any resistance when you fold it up. And then I do the same thing with the box bottom. So actually the Inchie box and the Twinchie box go together identically. The only difference is, of course, the size. but everything about them is the same. Okay, let me move that out of the way, and then we'll fold up the box bottom, and then fold over the top. Come on, let's get just those little pieces up there. And snip those off. And this particular one, because I'm doing them in white, they're actually going to be covered with some pattern paper. But I'm going to, I'll have 3 of them because this is just my template here. So I'll have 3 of these, and I'm going to separate all of my little inchies into the types that they are. That way I'll have a little box to keep the few wooden ones in that I have already done. I have some more wooden 1-inch pieces, so I'm going to do some more of those as well. And when you make sure you crease all of those score lines. And then to put it together, I start on this side. I put the glue on the little joining tab, fold the front over, and once that is, is put together, then it's just a matter of folding the rest of the bottom. I fold the 2 sides, the back, and then the front wraps around so that you have that smooth seam. And then there's your little box. And I'll use the same little bitty tiny magnets that I used here and as the closure for these. And that's what I also used on the Inchie Box. And I like to cover my magnets. I don't like to keep them exposed. And these are the little bitty tiny ones that I use on the smaller boxes. And the next size up, I think, was this one. That's what I use on the little larger ones. So that's just how easy the little Inchie Box is for making a way to store them. And then all of these are going to go on a little shelf in my art room. And I can pull them out and look at them or show them to people. And they have a place to live when they're not being handled. Okay, hope that helps y'all. Thanks. Bye.